And we are live. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, team. Today is truly a special call. It has been a while, as most of you heard. I have been invited Saudi to be my special guest, and I know how busy, we all are, right? Especially when you are all in working your business. So tonight, most of you know who Saudi Almonte is. And for those of you that don't know, let me just give you a little bit of who Saudi is, what she has done, and once I give the floor to her, she will introduce herself and give a little bit of her story. So Saudi Almonte's been with us for over 8 years now, 8 years, and she is a 15-star diamond coach. And for those of you that don't know what a 15-star diamond means that Saudi has reached the highest rank in the business. Okay, she is in the Millionaire Club. She's part of the Millionaire Club. So ladies, today is very, very special because you're going to hear from this amazing leader who is a mentor. She is a 3-time elite team. She has brought her amazing team. For those of you that are not muted, please mute your line. I can't see everybody. She, in 2015, she was the Leadership Award recipient. She won the Leadership Award. I will never forget the night when they announced Saudi as the Leadership Award recipient. So it was an amazing night. Most of you were there at Summit. She served on the Coach Advisory Board, and she was a member there for 2 years. So today, ladies, we are going to have a makeover. It's a social media makeover, and who better than Saudi Almonte, who has done an amazing job growing her business in every single way, in every aspect of her business. Her social media is so attractive. And for those of you, my coaches, you know that our presence is everything in social media, right? Because people don't follow us for our products. I don't show Shakeology and say, hey, here's my Shakeology, and people are going to follow me for the Shakeology. No, people follow you because of you, because of who we are. So the more we grow, the better we become as leaders. People get so much more attracted to us. And I want to give the floor to Saudi because seriously, Saudi, thank you. Thank you for accepting my invitation, and it's truly an honor to have you on our call.
Thank you, Yadi. Thank you. We appreciate your leadership so much. If you mute yourself, I won't have an echo. And when you share those accolades, it only makes me question, well, why not them, right? Why not them? And especially a lot of you who have so much more to give than I do. When the real Saudi is a girl who could, somebody not an echo. Yadi, you want to try to mute the whole thing again? All right, that sounds like it's better. So I grew up in some of the worst conditions in a 1-bedroom apartment. Most of the time I remember sleeping on the floor because there was always somebody visiting from DR. My mom was a single mom, and the times that we did have a stepdad, he was abusive and a drug addict. And all of those things is what comes through my social media. It's not, the success or the income or none of it. Yeah, the income does, that's the blessing that comes with it, but it's the woman that I became through struggle. And because of that struggle, I ended up marrying an abusive man, having to go through a lot, being a single mom myself. So I'm always constantly putting myself in those shoes and thinking to myself, how did I get out of that? How am I able to share and influence women? We have somebody that's not muted. We're going to be getting people hopping on the whole time, so just check it, Yadi, because every time it's distracting. So I'm always, you know, when I'm gonna post, a lot of times, you know, I feel myself and I feel cute and, you know, I feel lean, and the immediate reaction is to just post. But I always stop myself and I always say to myself, that's not good enough. I am my hardest critic, and I am constantly digging for more. Before I post a picture, I probably change the caption 100 times before I hit post. And it's crazy how I just find things to say as I'm writing. And so what we're gonna do tonight, a lot of you already know my story. You know, I'm a mom of 2 incredible boys. Through my struggle, I found my soulmate, my husband, who I've been married to we've been together 16 years, and we've been married 11 years now. And that's also a huge part of my brand and what I share, because in all of my mess, I ultimately want to give women hope that they can find love, that they can have a normal family, and that through their mess, they can find their happiness, right? And so tonight, what we're going to do is that I'm going to start off with talking to you guys about where we are right now in the month, and then we're going to go into some heavy branding stuff, because we originally were going to do a power hour, but there's no point in me doing a power hour with you all, because all of you need improvement in your social media, especially me, because none of us are perfect and none of us have it, and things are always changing. You know, what Mickey and I did in the beginning to grow this business is not the same thing you're gonna do today. Before, all you needed was a cool YouTube video with a sob story and a freaking workout pic every day, and you were in. No mas, that doesn't exist. Now we have everybody and their mother who wants to be a wellness coach in blogging, in the blogging industry. You know, we have all these gurus that you guys all follow who are trying to teach these people, selling them different courses and all kinds of crap. And so our social media has changed. And so I'm going to teach you guys tonight how to give your Facebook a facelift so you can all achieve success. But before we do that, I want to just ask you guys to take a pen to paper, get a pen and paper right now. And I want you to do a self-reflection check right now. Okay. I do this on a regular. If you guys were to have like a GoPro in the back of Mickey and I's car, you would be like, oh, those chicks are constantly fucking questioning themselves. And that's why you guys see that we are successful, is because we're constantly checking ourselves. We're not cocky. We're not, you know, the type of women that walk out of the house and think we got it. So not like that. And in this business, you have to be constantly criticizing yourself. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself, are you operating from a place of love? I think Mickey went live on this. I didn't catch the whole video, but she gave me a whole rundown. She gave me the cliff notes of her liver, where she was talking about operating from a place of love and comparing it to desperation, and where you are with your business right now. It's almost the end of the month, and a lot of you have not achieved success, meaning you haven't helped 3 people, meaning you're not operating from a place of love. Because if you're sharing from a place of love and you're actually resonating with others, you should be talking to people that are going to join your accountability group. So that's the first question. I want you to answer it on that paper. Number 2 is, are you showing compassion and vulnerability in sharing past and current struggles and hardships in your life? Meaning, what I shared with you about how I grew up, your mom fails. Like, I fail at a mom, like on a daily, 100 times over. You know, I just failed at a wife. I got so distracted getting this call together, and I forgot to make my husband's chicken cutlets. So when he walked in the door starving, there was no fucking food. So what do you think is going to happen later? You know, I'm always failing as a mom. I'll probably post about it and get a ton of response. Okay, people are not attracted by perfect. Always remember that. People are not attracted by perfect. And I feel, you have to mute one more person. I feel like 80-day obsession completely fucked up teenagers, because now everybody thinks that they are fitness professionals and they think that they can't be doing mes de mas and that they don't have to be doing to be mindset. Let me just tell you guys something. There is no perfection in fitness. You guys not know that the fitness competitors in the industry, that we know a lot of them, are the ones who struggle the most with nutrition, and they half of the time don't really know what they're doing, and they're just buying different things from different people to try to figure it out. And here we are with a solution, right, for people to just ultimately have a community. Why? Because a fitness program, you could do a fitness program for 80 days and that can come and go real quick. But a community and a sisterhood that you build through your accountability groups, that doesn't go away. And that's why I love coaching. Because Yari, can you mute that person? Because you're here, you know, like it's like a front, like it's a front that we sell fitness programs, because ultimately what we're buying into is a community, right? And that is so distracting. Can you mute all, Yari?
Y ella llegaba a la policía siempre. Sí, porque ya eso no se ve bonito. Ya, estamos en la ciudad.
Y antes cuando venía el niño de la Rosita, y ese sacaba su parlante pura bachata.
Sorry, guys. So number 3 is, have you been connecting with your tribe? That's a good one. Have you been connecting with your tribe? I did the only assessment, and the way I do this is real quick. Like, I'm just way out there. Like, I always look at my core people. My core people are my diamonds and my star diamonds. And the reason why I look at them is because they came into my life when I was in the trenches. And so if I ever lose track of who I am and who I want to work with, I just have to look at them. And so for you guys that may be newer, right? Just take a look inward. All right. What are your pictures sharing? What are your stories proving to people? You know, are you posting this, like, accountability calls? We've been doing so many accountability calls throughout the month. Have you shared about that? Have you been meeting with people in person? If you guys notice in my social media this week, I went real heavy in coffee shop meetings, meeting with my coaches in person. Why? Because the number one thing that stood out to me when I went and looked at my core people was, how did I build the relationship with them? I built it in person, even when I didn't live in this state. How? Through Zoom calls, coffee shop meetings, family and friends events. You're gonna see Saturday pictures blowing up your Facebook, because we're gonna have our diamond retreat with our leaders that qualified for it. Are you going out for random breakfasts with your coaches? Like, you guys have the ability to build local. I purposely build local, and I have amazing coaches in Florida and California, everywhere in the state, and we still connect. Anel has come to New York since she joined my team twice already. And I owe her a trip. I got to go up there to go see her, because that's what we do as coaches. All right. So those are the 3 questions. Are you operating from a place of love? Are you showing compassion and vulnerability, sharing past and current struggles or hardships, mom fails? Don't forget, people are not attracted by perfect. Have you been connecting with your tribe? What is your tribe? We went over that. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the meat of the call. I put together a branding course for you guys, like on a fly, from all the crap that we've all purchased and all the stuff that the Superstar Diamonds share with us. Within an hour, I was able to compile with you guys a ton of information. We're not gonna go through it thoroughly today, but I put it in a Google Doc, and I'm about to click on it now on the event page, okay? So we're all on the same page, but I'm gonna do a screen share so you guys don't lose me or get distracted. So I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna do a screen share.
Can you clean up on tomorrow?
Okay. Can I do screen share? Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, I could do screen share. You guys are gonna love, love, love what we're gonna go over today. So what's gonna happen tonight, guys, is I want to be able to take this a little further than what we can in the next 30 minutes. So we're gonna go through the Facebook facelift really quickly. And then I want you guys to go and do the minimal in the next, like after we're done with the call, you have 10 minutes to make some changes on your social media. And then you're gonna do your power hour. And I'm gonna give you the content and I'm gonna give you everything you need to go and do that power hour, okay? So the first thing is that I want you guys to understand where this is coming from. So I already shared a little bit about how when Mickey and I started this business almost 8 years ago, it was not easier because we didn't have all the content that you guys had. It wasn't as pretty as it is now. And so I purposely went and threw on some makeup and put on a cute shirt with affirmations. And I put my hair to the side and I made sure my lashes were on point because that's part of my brand. Okay, a lot of you guys are working this business in your PJs and that is not attractive. Okay, the times have changed. I'm not gonna say that you shouldn't, you know, I mean, if you wanna work in your PJs and that makes you feel good, go right ahead. But then how are you gonna have content and pictures and stuff to share? And so for those that qualify for the call with the author from Wash Your Face, she gave a bunch of tips on how 1 or 2 days out of the week, you can take all your pictures for the whole week. And so I want you guys to take a few days to really soak in this training that I put together for you guys. And I want you to start looking at your Facebook as a storefront. We've said that many, many times, but it's not registering in a lot of your heads. I also need you to understand that you purchased a business. I don't know anywhere that our business is so, it's like messed up that it's so cheap to buy that it's free practically, because if you got a challenge pack, you got it for free. The $39 were waived. And so that's one of the things that I feel is stopping you all from realizing that this is a real business and the investment in the image is important and valuable. Okay, so I want you to look at your Facebook page and give it a handshake and say to yourself, let's beautify this. And I can't wait for the freaking J-Lo movie to come out, because if you haven't seen the preview, it's everything that I'm going to be talking about today. All right, so you have to create a curb appeal on your Facebook. All right, so I have a checklist here and I have a video for you to go and watch when we're done with the call. You're going to update your profile picture, guys. It is so easy to take a professional photo. You simply just have to stand in front of a cute wall. You order one of those lights. I put the link on before, those lights that come like this, you know, like with the little ring. I'll give you the link when we're done with the call. It's $27. My new coach who met with me in a coffee shop in the Bronx already got hers on Amazon. And she's already taking freaking dope pictures. Okay, that is number one. Your profile picture needs to be a scroll stopping picture. Your banner needs to be warm and inviting. Stay away from adding constant pics of your kids, because you got to remember you have a brand, and unless you're teaching a lesson or sharing a mom fail, every photo shouldn't be that. You need to have a good balance. And so when you go and look at your profile, nothing can be overpowering. Too much working out, too much shakali, too much of anything is not good. It's just like Alana talks about accessories on your salad. Anytime you accessorize too much is no good. If I had more than, 5 rings on, it would be too many accessories, okay? So that's the first thing you're gonna do. Then you're gonna update your cover photo. I already shared a little bit about how the cover photo should look. I'm gonna show you some images of simple ones. Mickey and I are very simple. Here's Mickey and I with our power statement. Mickey has changed hers a couple of times. You could do these on Canva. You could do these on Over. It's so simple. You just take a nice photo and make it into a cover photo. There's options in these apps. Over is a good one. And guys, if you don't know how to use Over, well, you need to learn. Okay, you need to go on YouTube. Anything you don't know, if you go on YouTube and you type over tutorial, Canva tutorial, you're gonna learn. Okay, that's one of the things that, you know, people don't talk about in this business. Now, you got the business for free. You don't want to pay somebody else to do the work for you, but then you don't want to learn how to do the work. And that's a problem. And it's showing in your social media. And that's why coaches are not signing up with you, because your brand is not attractive. Challengers are not signing up with you because your pictures are not telling a story that's good enough for them to be part of your community. You're not sharing enough awareness for them to want to be part of your community. So update your cover photo. Here I gave you some links to PicMonkey. PicMonkey is a little complicated, and there's also Rona. I personally think Canva and Over are the easiest. Okay. The next checklist. So here are the 2 samples. You guys can see the screen. You see the samples? Okay. Update your name if needed. You know how many of you have a Facebook name that's not really you, and we can't even find you in the back office? That's so not professional. And I'm sorry if you have a situation. I know situations exist. You know, maybe you're hiding from an ex. I've heard it all. Maybe you have problems with the IRS. Maybe you have a case of disability or something. Create a business name, okay? Get a tax ID number and go straighten your stuff out somehow, some way. Because let me just tell you, my newest coach that I met with in the Bronx, she typed in my first and last name in Google when she finally decided she wanted to join. And the first thing that came up was my website and my brand. Okay, guys, your name, if I Google your name right now, what am I gonna find? Before I had any money, you would Google me and you would still find a free, because there's a ton of free blog websites that you can use. You'll still probably find them if you Google Saudi Almonte. Okay, guys, that's very important. Your bio, guys. I'm giving you some samples of some of the coaches on our team that have great bios. This is Unides Estevez. She's a wife, mom of 2, former teacher, obsessed with helping others make changes mindfully with emojis and eye-catching. Her banner is beautiful and welcoming. Her photo is a professional photo with her makeup done, and she looks fabulous. I want to join her. That's a scroll stopper. Okay? It's a mini about you. Take a look at the ones I'm going to share with you guys so you can get ideas. And none of us are Team Beachbody coaches, guys. When you bought your Team Beachbody business, you are a founder of your business. Anel Pichardo. You are a founder of Anel Pichardo. Or you could put founder of your team. But I personally, I am, what do I have on mine? I think I have Lifestyle and Wellness Coach at Saudi Almonte, Inc. Okay? Here I gave you Yadi's example. Here I gave you Melissa Pipitone. These are coaches who have already developed a brand for themselves, and I want you guys to use them as an example for you to go and do your own. Okay? And these are mobile. This is what people see when they're using their phone. Guys, people most of the time use their phones. So you want to make sure that you look at what you look like. Like, what do you see when you click on your name? Does it look inviting? You know, I, for one, want it clean and minimal and very, I want my brand to be very clear and bright. Before, I used to be big on pinks and golds, and I still do a hint of gold, but for the most part, I am transitioning to whites and hints of light pinks and blues and very clean, because that's what I am at home, and I want to be well-rounded. My brand has to match every area of my life. Okay? If this is overwhelming you and you're like a blah, simple person and this doesn't interest you, you have to have you have to reflect on the type of business that you bought. You bought a network marketing business. Network marketing requires you to think outside the box, and you have to be willing to grow and change. I put here another checkbox, creep yourself. I creep myself. Like, so that's, when I tell you that we're hard on ourselves, we're constantly creeping on ourselves. I'm always going through my last 10 to 15 posts, and I'm always trying to be better than I was the day before. I also use the posts that get comments to understand who my followers are. Okay? That's very important. And there's a lot of details in a lot of these, but I want to give you the most of me in this call and not so much content. There is another thing I want you to do. You're going to update your featured photos, guys. Now, this is important.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
This is important. I want you to make sure that you have an album for 2B Mindset Transformations, and you can call it something else. You can call it, I called it 2B Mindset because I'm in the cast. If I was a coach that was not on the cast, I would call it Newest Nutrition Course or Nutrition Course or something in that field. Google whatever feels good to you, whatever you stand for. So if you saw Mickey, before we were allowed to say the word 2B Mindset, Mickey used to talk a lot about food and freedom and mindset. And I used to talk about fitness, food, and freedom, and mindset is the new skinny. Like, that's why I was using those words, and I still use them. And so it's just more inviting. And at the end of the day, it'll alleviate you. It will prevent people from just going and Googling what 2B Mindset is and buying it from another coach that will pop up that may look more awesome than you. Okay? So for your featured photos, okay, this is an option you have on Facebook. Before we get to the featured photos, I want you to make sure you have albums to feature. So I have featured a couple albums, like from my wedding photo shoot, my wedding anniversary photo shoot, because a lot of my followers follow me for my marital tips, and it's a way for me to kind of connect with people who are more in likely to want to join my team. I also featured like Super Saturday albums. I used to put all of Super Saturday photos together. Now I just do one new album for every event. One of our biggest events that Mickey and I did with a couple of the leaders on our team was about branding, as a matter of fact. That is a featured album. Anything really amazing is a featured album. So for newer coaches who may not have been to anything amazing, if you've been to Summit, that should be a featured album. And hopefully you have an album for Summit. And if you don't, go create one now. You should have an album for Summit. You should have an album for all your meals. You should have an album for transformations for 2B Mindset. You should have an album for transformation for, any of the newer programs. Or if you want to put them all together or separate them, whatever floats your boat, but you got to have albums. Your journey needs to be a featured album in those featured posts, featured option. Okay, you get to add 5 photos to feature. So I always choose photos from really good albums, like the ones I just recommended you have. You can change them as you go. That's what people see when they're scrolling, when they're going onto your Facebook. And so back to why I didn't want to start this call with a power hour. What's happening is that a lot of you aren't getting anybody messaging you. It's not the summer, guys. Not the summer. Is that your freaking Facebook is boring. And there's nothing on your wall that is making them say what's really going on with them. Some of you are awesome, and maybe it's other things, but for the most part, that's what it is. For the masses, that's what it is. And I know that's what it is because whenever I show skin, everybody I'm chatting with messages me back. If I don't show skin, and I hate showing skin because, I lost 100 pounds and I have a 100-pound lost body. And I'm not always walking around in a fucking sports bra. But when I do, I take a bunch of photos, and that's what I use throughout the week because that's what people love. I close more deals when I show skin. Okay? This is what people see from your phone. Try to add 5 things about you in the About You section. That's very important. So here are some samples. I didn't have time to pull some of the ones from the girls, but you guys, anybody you admire on the team, go check theirs out to get ideas. If you see, they all say health and wellness coach. Nobody says they're a Beachbody coach. That people have a, it's not that we don't want to say we're Beachbody coaches, but Beachbody, we're independent contractor. You don't work for Beachbody. Okay, you do a 1099, and when you do a 1099, you pay your taxes, you are an independent contractor. Okay? Update your privacy settings. Here's a video on how to do that. If you're not getting a bunch of friend requests right now, and you're like doing what we've taught you on how to get people from Instagram, and you're doing amazing with your stories, and you're not getting friend requests on Facebook right now, Facebook did something, they like unchecked something, like a little lock, and so all of the friend requests are coming in. So if you're not getting friend requests, go check your privacy settings. Okay? We have to unmute somebody. Mariana, can you okay, thank you. Is this all making sense to you guys? And don't worry, I'm gonna share this with you, okay? I already actually shared it, it's in the wall. You have to make sure your Facebook is public, guys. I can't stress enough how, listen, we live in a world that everything is freaking public anyway. So if you have issues around that, around people, like I get this a lot, and I gotta be a little bit, I have to be a little bit, you know, careful how I say this, because I know that there are certain people that, you know, work for law enforcement. I heard some teachers have issues with this or whatever, and it's a problem. The way I handled it, when I worked for the school board, I ran through the same similar issue where I didn't want my principal and the staff to know what I was doing because I was working my business from my office. So I was basically double dipping. While I was in my office, I was growing my Beachbody business. So what did I do? I blocked everybody. That's what I did. And till this day, I'm constantly having to unblock them because they find me somehow on my like page. I just unblocked my principal because she wants a challenge pack, my old principal. So if you have hangups on that, you know, about privacy, guys, nothing's private. Nothing's private. And what do you have to hide anyway? Like, what, you're afraid that somebody's going to see your workout picture, or that they're going to see that you're encouraging? Like, this is your job. Your job is, you know, to help other people change their lives, right? So there shouldn't be hang-ups on that. Okay, does anybody have any questions so far? Yadi, check the chat box because I can't see it. And let me know before we move on. So here's a document that helps you with the settings, and then I also shared a video.
We're good.
That's going to help you. Hmm?
We're good.
Okay. And here I advise that if you have issues, you know, if you work for if you work for a place where there's some kind of an issue with this, then there's ways around it. My way of solving it is just blocking everybody. Like, that's it, you know? If you block them, they can't see shit. I know that Ephraim's in the law enforcement, and he got like a document. So maybe if you do have some kind of an issue like that, then reach out to your upline, and we'll give you the right way to handle it. But know that if you want to build this business, there's really no way around your privacy settings. This is a very free, open, honest business, and your life is very open and public. And I know that in the beginning it's a little bit weird, especially, you know, for those who grew up in you know, I know Latin people tend to like, I know my mom, everything was a secret. You know, we weren't allowed to share, you know, anything with anybody, and everything was always okay, even when we couldn't pay the rent, even when we couldn't eat, or even when we were sleeping on the floor. Like, it was always okay, and nobody could know that we were struggling. And that's so not the way to live, because it's one of the things that kind of like transmitted to my siblings, like not to me. Like, I was always a rebel and I always put my mother on the spot, but like it transmitted to my siblings, and it's a problem in their lives now because they're not open and they're not vulnerable enough to share, and that holds them back in life. When you're not open and vulnerable, you can't serve others. Okay? So check your settings, do all that, and then do's and don'ts on posting. This is a big one, and here I have a document that goes a little deeper, but just so you guys know, Ayari already opened up the freaking call with that. Like, don't be kissing your Shakeology cup or sharing your Shakeology. You could subliminally do it. Like, I always, like, if I'm making my shake, I'll have my Shakeology tumbler thing in the background, but I don't talk about Shakeology. I talk about how it's my superfoods and how it's, I always add my greens and my what's that shit called? The greens, and I use the thing that makes you regular, digestive. So I put the scoop of that, and I'll talk about, how it's making me go to the bathroom, or I'll talk about how I always share my shake once a week. I don't do it every day. I only share it on Mondays, especially because it's part of my Monday message. Like, on Mondays we show up, like on Mondays we make it happen. Because I know that on weekends people tend to get off track and they tend to overeat. And so I'm always doing that on Monday mornings. And the reason why, because I'm not that icky type of coach who's selling. Like, I know Carl Deichler teaches that. I know he teaches that, but that's not who I am. And so I don't do that. And I know that a lot of us on here don't do that. I feel like if you're following a marketing calendar, right? We're at the end of the month, and I know that if you haven't hit Success Club, obviously you're still sharing transformation pictures and you're still trying to get people to close. But for the most part, you should have a monthly calendar with, okay, this week I'm promoting my challenge group. This week I'm doing this, and this week I'm doing that, so that there's a balance, and then you're not constantly like all over the place doing all kinds of craziness and coming off desperate. All right. So here's Alyssa Shoemaker, actually created a lot of this stuff, and she actually shared my transformation. You can look her up on Instagram. I love Alyssa's brand. And she's the fit nurse. It's very clear and white and nice. And she simply added like a story about To Be Mindset and the nutrition piece. And then she asked for people to put a heart if they were interested. I thought that was really cute. You guys can copy that caption, but change up all the words. Don't use her emojis. Don't use her wording, because then will come feed because they watch that. So you could take it, copy it, and the way if you want to copy somebody's wording from Instagram, you just Google their name on Google. For example, Alyssa Shoemaker, Instagram. And then like another thing of Instagram is going to come up where you can actually copy. It's like another site. There's like a bunch of them. All right. Here's another one. I'm looking for women only. See the difference between just sharing a product? Like, look at these captions. Beachbody has size 21 Day Fix on sale this month. Like, and I see this a lot with the team. And I also see pictures with no caption. No bueno. Every photo you post is an opportunity to share a story. Every single post. And so if you're posting just to post and you're not thinking about it, change it up. Change it up. Plan your post the day before and put thought to it, and you're going to see things changing in your business. I'm giving you the names of the top coaches that you should go look at so that you can get inspired. Not that you're going to copy their brand, because you all have an individual brand. I am friends with all of these coaches, and you will never see me look like them because I'm very confident in who I am, and what I believe in. Like the chick that you were growing up in high school, if you look at pictures of me when I was in high school, I used to wear matching sneakers. I used to wear the denim jacket with the matching, like I was always into fashion, and I always had my look. I've always loved sneakers. I've always loved to be in whatever brand is out, but I always gave it my own feel. So don't lose who you were when you were developing who you are. Go back, go into your pictures from when you were in high school and find that chick again and give her a fucking makeover. That's what you have to do to find your brand. You all think that it's that you're a mom and that you're a wife. Like, come on, we get it. Everybody's a mom and a wife, pretty much, because even Mickey is a mom to all of us and to her mom, you know? So look up Melanie Mitchell, look up Amy Silverman. Like, you can even get ideas from Melanie Mitchell because she's very plain Jane, but she's super smart in her Tuesday business tips. And they're on YouTube. So what do you think is happening? She's attracting other entrepreneurs who want to start a business. And you can all do that because I met Melanie when she was none of that. All she was a blogger. And she didn't know any of that. Okay? Amy Silverman has never followed another coach. When I was on the advisory board, Amy Silverman told me, I follow 7-figure earners from other companies. From other companies. And if you look at her brand, it doesn't look like any other coach. But if you look at her coaches, her coach's brand looks like her. And that I love. That, my friends, I love. Why? Because that means that she attracted people who were attracted to her brand, and therefore the branding is going to be similar. So I don't ever want to hear, oh, my coaches are copying me. That is so tacky. I want all my coaches to copy me. All of them. I want them to freaking do everything that I do. Because we're a family. We're sisters. Anita Myron, I haven't really checked out her brand because she's a little bit off right now. But I know for the most part, it was baby and adoption. And, you know, she goes heavy on anxiety and oils and crap. You know, I should take her name out of here because I don't want you guys to follow her ass. No, you can take it out. Alyssa Shoemaker is one of my favorite. Sorry, I keep it real, guys. I don't want you guys getting all crazy on me. Alyssa Shoemaker, she actually is selling a freaking course because she's gotten so great with her branding. So she's somebody you definitely want to look at. Janelle Summers, guys, you know Janelle Summers is the queen's sister, so her branding's on point. And Tulin is great, especially that she's the only coach that is killing it with plus size models. Killing it. And Jamie Fitzpatrick, amazing. I tell Melly's coaches get mad at me because Melly has like 2 guys that I adore. I think they're on the call, Efrain and Al. And I'm always like, did you see what Jamie did? Did you see what Jamie did? Because Jamie is so real and genuine. Like, he just cooks and gives advice and is like funny. Like, he's what most men are at home out loud, you know? Don't like these coaches' pages, please. Just use them for inspiration, okay? Because if you like their pages, your customers are gonna pop up as their ads because usually what they do is that they dump a shitload of money into, like, let's say they put an ad out and they dump $50 on an ad and they put to target friends of friends. And so anybody that, if you like their pages, then they're gonna target your people and your people are gonna sign up with them. And you can't get mad about it because people go where they're attracted. And if you're not doing a good job on making sure you are attractive, okay, and when I say do a good job, I mean you have to be investing in this. Devour this training and all the links and all the videos that are in here and then some. You know, you probably will invest more on this than you will on any other part of your business. This is just like personal development. Okay, we're almost done, and then I'm gonna give you guys the last part of the call to just go and fix all this stuff without getting overwhelmed, and then you're gonna do your power hour before you go to sleep. Like, you gotta be the do or die type of person in this business. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I spoke to Yadi today quickly. She's like, I'm already fired up, Saudi. You know, okay, so if we fire you up, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do with that fire, with that? You have to stay lit. And the way to stay lit is to work through the process. you can't just get paralyzed by all the crap that you have to change. You know, you have to do a little bit and go work. Do a little bit and go work. Okay? Here are some of the diamonds on our team that I want you guys to follow for personal, for encouragement. I put down Ivy Morales. I think this is Eunice. I put Mickey, Audrey, Denise Martino, Yavin Pernette does a great job. She posted a picture of her ass yesterday that was like freaking dope. I'm sure she's gonna hit Success Club. When all fails, show skin, guys. It works all the time. And then lesson 2 is the social media posting guide. Here are the tips for you, okay? And the checklist. Lesson number 4, know your 5 differences, how you stand out, and I gave you samples. Make a same and difference list. Lesson number 5, create your avatar. So it's like step by step, guys. And I gave you Chelsea Pearson, somebody that I should have added to the link. Chelsea Pearson, Million Club, Superstar Diamond Coach. I believe she's going for Super Diamond 2. And her husband, she actually met through Size, and it's just, they have such a beautiful love story. They just bought a house. This is a great example, and I actually got this from Brooke Lipoff. This is a great example for you guys to go ahead and start finding what are the things that you can be posting about. Okay, this is an example for you to create your own avatar. And here is a video for you to watch on how you can attract the perfect client coach. I even have a video for you guys in here on how to make your photos pop and what you should be, you know, looking for. It's usually nothing crazy. We think it is, and it's not. Okay, I'm just going through this because I wanna make sure that you guys feel comfortable with this. Create your value, the value for your avatar. And let me just share that video is for you to start taking quality pictures as of tomorrow. I think this was one of the best parts of this training, and I don't want you to miss it. So in the meantime, while I find that, Yadi, I want you to allow a couple questions or concerns for people.
Yes.
Or suggestions.
This document, Saudi, is golden. Let me tell you, it has everything. It's like a
I think this is what people are struggling with this. Mm-hmm.
This is what we need. This is exactly what we need. Social media, it's you know, how we brand ourselves. So this is definitely a document that is a must print. Print it out, study it, look at the video.
Well, I don't recommend that they print it because it's a Google Doc. So what I want everybody to do is Google Doc. So here's what everybody needs to do. You have to have your own Google account. So Google. And the reason why I don't want you to print it is because it has hyperlinks. And I want you to get comfortable with the way this business is a lot of people think that you can only work it, that you should only work it from your phone. And it's not the case. You have to have your computer. At some point during the day, you have to sit at a desk with your computer where you're going to actually be in learn mode, where I'm going to open this document and I'm going to go on the link and I'm going to check off the list as I'm doing everything so that you can actually get stuff done. Because when you're on the fly and you're like reading, look, I have a pile of papers here. I'm never going to get to this, ever. It's been sitting here for like a month, you know? But if it's in my Google Doc and if it's in my reminders that it's something that I have to do, you're going to go do it. And then you can access the hyperlinks. And so I just want to, I'm waiting for questions while I find where the video is. So you guys go straight to that video so you can start taking better pictures. Any questions in the chat box?
No questions so far, but please, 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 now is the time, ladies.
How could you guys have no questions? I have questions.
Seriously.
You guys have to have questions. Don't be shy.
This is gold. Thank you so much for sharing, Saudi.
You're welcome. And I'm going to be adding to the document. So it's going to be a live document.
All right. So anyone, all of you should have access to the event page. So that document will be updated as needed. And, so you will have access to it. Whenever you want to go and access the document, just go into the event page and access the document. So this is gold.
Wait, I think we do have a question, do we?
Okay, let me see.
Yes, reorganize your photo album. I definitely recommend that. And it's also opportunity to put a good caption. So I recently
and someone mute the line, please.
So recently I went and I added a new caption to my food album, and I added all of Ilana's all the recipes from the 2B Mindset. And the reason for that is because it was an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity. You guys probably saw that post. It was an opportunity for me to go in and talk about why we should be eating our carbs early in the day and whatnot, because I feel like that's like that piece that if people were to just get that piece, if they were to just understand that they should be eating their carbs in the morning and in the afternoon, they're gonna have success. And I feel like it's a way of me giving like a freebie for people to see that what I do share does make sense and it does work. And if people who follow me, who never like or comment on my photos, if I can just get them to lose a pound for them to trust and connect with me, I'm gonna do that. And that's a great way for you to, when you organize your album and you put a good caption that talks about something that your audience needs to learn, that's opportunity to build trust. Does that make sense?
Yes, and another thing that helps me a lot also is have an album with success stories, like transformations. Whenever I meet someone at the mall and I share my business card, I said, are you on Facebook? Request me on Facebook, or I request them right away. I said, if you need to see all the success stories coming out of my team, my groups, just go to this album and you can check out all the transformations, and it helps a lot. It really helps a lot.
So I found where the video is. So the video is right before lesson 3. And it says, before moving ahead, watch this video. There's a social media mastery by Chelsea Pearson. Then there's another little checkbox that says, watch this video on how to create scroll stopping pictures. And I loved the video because it's by a woman who went like on a journey to Africa. And it was really beautiful how she was able to capture some pictures. And I was recently I'm always doing branding courses. And it's crazy how you can walk out of your house and the rainbow could be showing, or there could be like the moon could be, the sun could be, a rainbow could be there, or something could be. It makes you like start to be aware of our surroundings, guys. And like our don't only take pictures of your shake and your freaking workout. Like as soon as you walk out of the house is an opportunity for you to value what's around you. Like, open your eyes, don't look down. Everywhere you look is an opportunity for you to find something to photograph so that your photos can look balanced. So they could be balanced and like a feel, right? What are you attracted to when you look at people's social media? I'm attracted to people who have a lot of whites and like the minimalist look. Like, I love Barbie's transition to hers recently. And so she has less of the dogs and more of decor and her home, and it's just so beautiful and bright, and I'm attracted to that. So what does that tell me? If I'm attracted to that, I have to show that, right? I have to show that side as well. So when you see me take pictures of my flowers or of my table, you know, I'm always choosing lighter walls. And if you gotta paint your house in a different color, like, do that. I loved, who was it, Mickey? Your coach, not your new coach. She's here. Mírala ahí. Lena, I loved your wall. You know how attracted I was to that freaking wall? because I love that stuff. Look at the back of my wall. Like, that's the stuff that I'm attracted to. And I love that you shared the transition. You know, your husband putting it together. That was brilliant. Okay, we can all find a little nook in our house that we can make a space that makes us feel good. Okay, I know Meli did her attic, and she has it, you know, for her office. You know, Mickey has different nooks in her house, and we have the, you know, it's always something, and it gives us content. So let me see. Oh, you love Lena. Edith, you love Lena. I love what Lena did. It was so good. Blanca found errors in her profile. Okay. Thankful for the information. Do you guys have any pushbacks? Anything, you know, that you won't do that maybe I can resolve for you? All right, so it looks like you guys are good. Elisa's, yeah, the boost. We have to do more curiosity. You know, that's the biggest piece. So go look at your Facebook posts, the last 10, and see where you can add more value, and then go do your power hour. I'm going to be posting the power hour right now, and let me just show it to you real quick, just so you guys don't feel overwhelmed with it. It's super easy. I actually, did I post it already? No. I'm very big on simple, easy power hours. I know that Mickey and I have been sharing with you guys the power hours from the Superstar Diamonds, that they're doing this whole thing on power hours. But I'm going to show you guys one that I have an actual document that you guys can open up and follow on the fly. You don't have to listen to, you know, like a whiny coach's voice. I know sometimes I can't listen to certain coaches. Hold on here. Share screen. Oh, wait. Let me see if this works. Tell me if it opens.
Yes.
Is opening?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have to unlock this one. Yeah, I have to unlock it. I'm going to unlock it and post it right now for you guys. So it's just a simple power hour. This is the one that Barbie is using, and I've been using this one. And so it gives you a video to watch really quick. It's like less than 3 minutes. It's just kind of like, it's Darren Hardy just talking about, you know, motivating you, right? And he talks about feeling defeated. And I know a lot of you may be feeling defeated right now because it's the end of the month, and we don't want you to go into desperation. We want you to know that feeling defeated sometimes is what you need to push harder, okay? Here is a Beachbody tracking guide if you need like another one. Like, we have so many that we've given you, but this one is good because you could put the people's names and phone numbers and all that. And it's in the Beachbody site, so you can give it to your coaches. And it's, I'm not big on recreating stuff, so that one's good. And here is the content. So I basically just give you the first piece is how to say hello. You know, a lot of times we go and we tell you go connect with 5 people, but sometimes, you know, you say the wrong thing, right? You say too much. So here I just gave you like a sample. I wanted to check in and say hello. If it's somebody that you haven't connected with in a long, long time, I wouldn't go in and add about 2B Mindset or Live For or whatever your challenge is that you're doing. Just say hello. You know, I give you 2 samples here to do 10 minutes of saying hello and sharing the product, and then finding people, you know, that you're not connected with, like friends of friends. I give you a bunch of scenarios. They're super easy. These are all super easy. Like, this is a really easy power hour to do. So go through it yourselves. And what I want you to do is give me feedback on it. Because if you give me good feedback, maybe we can do it together, like on a weekly basis, the whole team. Because Mickey and I did one last week and it was really fun. So I'm going to share this one, but I need you to give me feedback, and then we'll do them together. All right? So that's it, Yadi. Close it out. Oh, wait, there's a question. What do you do when you don't want your kids' photos exposed to the public? Jenny Caceres. Why wouldn't you want your kids' photos exposed to the public? Like, I don't get that. Like, the schools share the kids' photos, unless you're that mom that, like, you don't share your kids' photos. Like, I don't know. Like, I would like to know, like, why wouldn't you want? Like, I would pay my kids to freaking take pictures all day with me. I have offered them big money like that. If your kids love taking pictures, like, oh my gosh, like I would be rich because my kids are funny as heck. Mickey knows, like Jeremy and Anthony, oh my God, I would love for them. My daughters and pics. Yeah, Blanca, that's big. I always tell my team, like, I love what Yadi did this weekend. They all got dressed. Her and her kids and her friends' kids, they did something and they dressed alike. There was so many scroll stopping pictures, Yadi. Like for me to stop on a photo, it gotta be like on point because I don't have time for that. So that was really good.
Thank you, Saudi. Yes.
Look at Marlon. Marlon's our assistant, and she has gotten clips of my son. Like it would be so much fun because we're like brothers and sisters. They don't seem like my kids. Sharing pics of you is part of your family.
To be honest with you, I get more likes on family photos than my own like workouts or my own photos, just by myself. I get more.
Because you don't want them to become a victim of sex trafficking. If a predator knows, I don't think about shit like that. Like, I don't think about things like that. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a boy mom. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know that. I know that stuff exists. Like, how many friends do you have on Facebook? Like, what are the chances that that's going to happen to you? Like, Shalene Johnson shared something about that one time. And she's like, Shalene Johnson said she has millions of followers and she's not worried about that. So why should we be worried about that? I don't know. Like I don't know. Does anybody have any feedback on that? Like, I don't know.
Saudi.
What?
So yeah, sex trafficking is a huge thing here in Florida. It's a huge thing. So this is my thing, because right, every parent has to do what's right for their family. And if you are, really concerned about that, then do not post any pictures of your kids or create, like Saudi has said before, if you have to have your account private for whatever reason, create another account so that the one that's private, you can share your kids' pictures with, family and friends, right? And then use the other account for your business. However, with that being said, it's not truly 100% private, because anyone else who you're friends with, even your family members that you're friends with on Facebook, their friends can see that. So you won't have 100% unless you do not put them on social media at all. So there's really no, that's an alternative, but not there's no way you can safeguard your kids online 100%. You can be cautious about it and do everything you can do, but there's nothing as 100% when it comes to social media. And I speak about this because at church I give a course to parents regarding this. I do it once a year. So there are safeguards, but nothing's 100%. So you need to make that decision whether you post pictures of your kids or you just don't put them out there at all.
Yeah, and like in my training, like I don't even suggest that you use your kids as your brand. Like as far as like I use my kids very minimal because I know that that's what my audience wants, but I'm never sharing where they're like when Anthony started high school, a big part of my brand was I was targeting moms of teens, right? And he was going to Cardozo High School, but I would never like share, where he was going to school or whatnot. But I don't like, I'm one of those people, Edith, like, I feel like when you don't think that things like that, like, I don't think like that things like that are going to happen. Like, I don't give that a lot of energy.
You need to be cautious, but you can't live life from a place of fear.
Yeah, exactly. Just there's some we're not safe ourselves, and sometimes I feel like when you're too cautious, that's when things happen,
And you know what? And with this conversation that we're having, because the majority of us are parents, is not to say that because we think of doing things one way, that another person's way is the wrong way. Like I said, we need to do what we need to do for our family's safekeeping, you know.
Look, Efrain, who's in law enforcement, he posted here. Posts can be done public or for friends as you post, but if someone wants to do devious crap, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it is, I really value you for bringing that up, because that is a fear that might be stopping you in your business. Because if those are the things you're thinking about, that is so far out from what we taught you tonight. And if that's what you're thinking about, if that's what's coming up, it's going to stop you from actually doing all the other things on the checklist. And so I'm glad that you did, share it, because I'm sure maybe it's in other people's minds. And know that, you can come and talk to Edith or myself or anybody on tips, even Efrain, who's always very generous, or Mickey or Yadi, because there are ways around it. Okay. So thank you so much for asking that. And we don't have.
I love what Mickey just shared, that we have to do a whole call about fear, because fear is what stops us from doing great things too. And the person who mentioned about the kids' fear, I am a mom, and I completely understand where you're coming from. But like I never share, my kids go to this school, and like I don't share the locations where my kids are going to be, or if I am out with my family on a restaurant, I don't share right away where exactly I'm going to be. But it's just it's everyone's decision how you want to run the business. But definitely I know that when you work from a place of fear, you freeze, you don't move forward.
You know what too, guys, like if you have good content, don't share it as be in the moment. Take your pictures and share them later. You know what I mean? Because checking into locations is huge for me. Like I signed up one of my best coaches for checking into a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm constantly checking in, whether I'm with my son or not. Like I do what I got to do, because we live in an open world. Like if something bad is going to happen to my kid, it's going to happen, the moment he walks out of the house. I've always been that type of person. And I guess
I have another tip.
In
regards to this. Don't watch too much Criminal Minds or
Oh my God, I know.
Because that will drive you even more crazy.
That or that show about freaking being a vegan.
Oh yeah.
Está dañando la gente. Jenny, that's my show. But mira, that's where it comes from. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's get to work. We have a few more days left in the month. And I know for a fact that we can all do big things. I gave you enough content to go give your social media a makeover so you guys can all thrive. And don't skip anything, because there's a lot of little nuggets and there's a lot of little things that you can all bang out in the next few hours. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. And don't forget to give me feedback on the Power Hour, because I really like it. And I want to make sure that it's great so that we can use that one, because there's so many being thrown at us and I don't know which one to grab. All right, guys?
Wow, Saudi. Let me tell you something. It was worth waiting for you to accept my invitation. So thank you so much for all the tips that you gave us, for all the information that you share. I will always be coachable, teachable, because you know what? We have to consider ourselves baby coaches always, because the moment that you say, I know everything, you don't know anything.
Everything's changing all the time. There's no way around that.
No way around that. So thank you so much, Saudi, and thank you everyone for being on the call until this time. So until next time, thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.